look like Kanye West. Who was that? That Kanye right here. From JxmyHighroller, he talked about what was in that Last Dance documentary that came out. Without further ado, let's get to it. And a lot of y'all think I hate Jordan just because I think LeBron the GOAT. Jordan is great. To me, Jordan's second. Because I think LeBron is the GOAT, that don't mean I'm hating on Jordan. But anyway, let's get into this video. It's funny because this was my intro for a while too. Even though I said LeBron the GOAT, Jordan my intro.
Matchup in the 1989 playoffs. A shot burned into all of our memories as one of MJ's early defining moments. But what some may not know is that Michael Jordan scored 40 points. Thriller. Oh, wait. Did I say score 40 points? I meant to say averaged 40 points in this series.
That's
for 5
crazy.
straight games, MJ averaged 40 points for an entire playoff series. But then again, dominance of this caliber was nothing new to Jordan because in the season prior, he averaged over 45 points a game against the same Cavs team in the first round of the playoffs.
In
fact, Jordan averaged over 40 points per game for an entire playoff series on 6 separate occasions.
That's wild, man. Man, I averaged 40 multiple times. And 6 at that. And the career playoff average for those 4 years was almost 40.
But when you consider the fact that Mike averaged over 37 points per game in the playoffs for a 5-year stretch, this feat becomes a little easier to wrap your mind around.
That's crazy.
And with the Last Dance documentary now airing, what better time to discuss 23 facts about Michael Jordan that no one ever told you? Now, these aren't your typical MJ facts. If you're familiar with my fact videos from the past, you know that I make it my mission to go out of my way to dig up some of the most fascinating, insightful, and oftentimes obscure facts I can find.
Ooh,
this video shall be no different. Take the 1993 finals. Let's just ignore the fact that Jordan torched the Suns for 40 a game in the series because the Suns weren't the only ones getting torched. In Game 2 of this series, if you pay close attention, you will notice that MJ is noticeably darker in this game than he usually is. Well, that's because the day before this game, Jordan went out and played 2 rounds of golf in the blistering Phoenix sun. Needless to say, I don't think playing 8 hours of golf in between...
That meant we're different, man. Like, I know if I'm out in the sun that long, I'll be exhausted. Like, no, he had a game the next day. That I'm surprised the sun didn't take a lot out, especially in Arizona. Arizona be getting hot.
Affected his play, since he proceeded to drop 55 points in the following game.
That's
Jordan
crazy.
fans know that while at UNC, Michael was teammates with the great James Worthy. But what some may not know is that in his last season at North Carolina, over half of his fellow Tar Heel teammates would go on to be NBA players. In his rookie season, Michael Jordan scored 2,313 points. By far, the most points scored by any rookie in modern NBA history. For comparison, here is Jordan's rookie scoring total compared to the best rookie scoring seasons in modern NBA history. And here's Jordan's number.
They said, that's insane. They said Jordan, his rookie year, was averaging like 26 or 25 a game.
Compared to rookies.
That's insane. He was averaging like 25, 6,
there
or 5.
There are about a dozen NBA players on record to shatter a backboard. Michael Jordan is the smallest and lightest. In a 1985 exhibition game, a 20...
Where was this at? Because I seen this video, and none of them look like they play basketball. Like, where... Look. What was he? He had the Jordans on, 2 to 1.
85 exhibition game, a 21-year-old Jordan eviscerated a backboard, leaving the scene completely unscathed while showering his opponents in shards of glass. And if that wasn't impressive enough, if this guy was about one more foot to the right, Jordan would have most definitely jumped over him as well, which would have made this undoubtedly the most legendary dunk
I'd be scared
of all time.
to like get
Talk
hit with
about
that glass.
a big what if. In Michael Jordan's prolific career, he played exactly 1,212 NBA players. Of those 1,212, 310 of them never won a single game against Michael Jordan.
Crazy.
310.
There's only 74 that never lost to
Mike. A quarter of the players who played against Michael in their NBA career never beat him.
That's
Not
crazy.
even once. And of all the players Jordan faced in his career, the majority of them beat Jordan less than 3 times. For comparison, of the 1,212 opponents Mike faced, only 74 of them never lost to Mike. Some of these players include Dirk Nowitzki, Gilbert Arenas, and I'll be damned, Scottie Pippen. But nearly all the players who went undefeated against Mike did so while he played with the Wizards. Okay. On the other hand, Sherman Douglas, a 12-year NBA vet, faced off against MJ 30 times in his career and lost every single time. 30 games.
That's gotta be like demoralizing. Like after about 10, once you see him on the schedule, you already like kind of in the back of your head. You'll be playing thinking, I'm gonna get him this time. Back of your head, be like, dog, I'm finna lose again. At 20, you're like, at 20, you don't even have the fake confidence, that false confidence anymore. 25, you're like, this is, you don't even want to get in the game because you keep losing.
Else. On the other hand, Isaiah Thomas maintains a pretty unique position in NBA history. Of all the players Jordan faced in his career, Zeke has beaten Jordan more than any other player. Of the 65 games Isaiah went toe-to-toe with Michael, Isaiah won 36. Now, we all know that MJ was a game changer the moment he stepped into the league. But Michael was so good that after breaking his foot just 3 games into his second NBA season, Jordan still made the All-Star team. A 22-year-old...
What? They had to change the rule or something. That man was so good that he made the All-Star team without playing. He played 3 games.
Second-year player who only played 3 games before the All-Star break, and he still made the All-Star team.
That's crazy.
MJ was hurt, so he was unable to play in the game at All-Star weekend.
How did he get the vote?
Decade, the NBA has turned into one big three-point contest. For some players, the influx in threes has been a blessing to their game. For others, not so much. Here's
Ben Simmons down bad right now, man. And Philly trying to trade him for all type of stuff. They tripping. They tripping on that.
Of the top 10 scorers of the 2018-2019 NBA season. The red areas are 2-point shot attempts and the gray areas are 3-point shot attempts. You have Giannis, who prefers to take it inside. Kawhi Leonard, the mid-range sniper. Stephen Curry, who attempted more threes than twos last season. And of course, you have James Harden, who attempted over 1,000 three-pointers in a single season.
James Harden would let it fly.
There's Michael Jordan, who in the 1987 NBA season averaged over 37 points per game and only shot 66 three-pointers
that's
the
tough.
Entire regular season.
I mean, he would get buckets.
Single three-pointer every single game. Which means that season, only 2% of his shots came from beyond the arc.
That means
he would
give you
a three ball to drop 40 on a man's head. In the summer of 1995, during the filming of Space Jam, Warner Brothers assembled an entire basketball gym fit with a weight room so Michael Jordan could practice during filming. During these practice sessions, Michael would invite fellow NBA players out to get some runs in. Some players, including Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley, Reggie Miller, Magic Johnson, and Dennis Rodman. It wasn't until the following season that players said they wished they had never shown up for these runs, since they felt that they had...
That look like Kanye West. Who was that? Kanye right here. But Kanye West was playing pickup with Jordan.
They wish they had never...
No, y'all remember when there was like a little picture. I might put it up here. Kanye West scored how many points on against people in wheelchairs. That was the craziest thing I've ever heard, man.
Up for these runs,
everyone went from playing with Jordan to playing with people in wheelchairs.
Made MJ even better. Of course, that season Jordan would go on to lead the league in scoring, win league MVP, lead the Bulls to the most wins in a regular season, won a title, and won finals MVP. Thanks, Reggie. Now, box plus minus is an interesting stat. At face value, it doesn't seem to be very accurate or insightful. But all things considered, with a big enough sample size, it is actually a great indicator of a player's value. And let's just say Michael Jordan was very valuable, since he holds the NBA record for highest box plus minus for a career. And this includes his years with the Wizards. But the greatness does not end there. MJ also has 6 of the top 10 value over replacement seasons. He has the highest career PER in NBA history, the highest career points per game in league history, the highest career win shares per 48. In fact, when playing with the Bulls, Jordan led the league in most advanced statistical categories more often than not, which really is just another piece of evidence for Jordan's greatness. But one of the only knocks against MJ's game was his subpar three-point shooting. Now, he wasn't bad at shooting the long ball, but by his standards, it might have been the weakest part of his game. And yet, in 1996, Michael Jordan finished the regular season shooting 43% from downtown on 260 attempts.
That's not
That
bad.
is better than any single season from Reggie Miller, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Damian Lillard, James Harden, Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, Russell Westbrook, and Dwayne Wade. At the conclusion of his senior season in high school, Michael Jordan scored 30 points in the McDonald's All-American game, a new scoring record for the event and one that would stand for 18 years. Yet, Jordan didn't even win MVP of the game. Adrian Branch from the East and Aubrey Sherrod from the West both won co-MVP with 24 points and 19 points respectively. And before we continue, let's learn about one of the rarest feats in NBA history. Leading a team to a championship
the craziest layup I think I've ever
seen. Scoring. When you exclude Michael Jordan, here is the entire list of every player to ever accomplish this feat.
I've seen 2 people. 3. All them Jordan years, they don't count. Shaq. 4. So 4 people.
Did you get that? Not a lot of players. Excluding Jordan, only 4 players in history have ever led the league in scoring and won a championship in the same season. Now I'm going to show you what this list looks like when you include Michael Jordan. Yeah. Michael Jordan has led the league in scoring and won a title in the same season more than every single player
every year he won the championship
combined.
He would lead the league in scoring.
Michael Jordan was raised in North Carolina, but was actually born in Brooklyn, New York, possibly one of the greatest birthplaces for NBA players. Of all the NBA players born in Brooklyn, 10 have been inducted into the Hall of Fame, 19 became All-Stars, totaling a staggering 26 league championships won. In fact, you could make a formidable team with just Brooklyn-born players. But once Michael's family moved to North Carolina, the rest is history. Like at Laney High School, where Michael Jordan did his best Oscar Robertson impersonation when he averaged a 29-point triple-double as a senior in high school. I guess you could say MJ was pretty good at getting a bucket in the NBA too, since in his 13 seasons with the Bulls, Michael Jordan won nearly as many scoring titles as every single active NBA player combined. Think about that. All active NBA players have a combined 11 scoring titles. Jordan amassed 10
KD up there
in
with
13 seasons by himself. Most fans are aware that Michael Jordan was a huge supporter and friend of Kobe Bryant. But what some people don't know is that Jordan was also a huge fan of Allen Iverson. Jordan said that he watched Allen Iverson's documentary 3 times and that it even made him cry, saying, quote, "I love that little guy." And speaking of guys that Jordan has an appreciation for, one of the unsung heroes throughout Michael's career was his trainer, Tim Grover. Tim was so obsessed with making sure that Mike was in peak physical condition that he would go back and watch each and every one of Mike's games and count how many steps he took while on the court and which direction his steps were taken to ensure that he knew where Mike would be sore, how his body felt, and what regiments to complete in the following day.
See, that's when you know, like, someone just as dedicated as you are when they doing all that. Plus, I mean, you're the trainer, the greatest player ever. I mean, it come with it. You don't need no other client. This is one of the greatest players ever, man. So you already know that I got to be on top of it, or else I might get fired.
Which, in the long run, saved Jordan's body from potentially career-ending falls like this.
Ooh.
The footage used in the Last Dance documentary was sitting around, unused and unseen for years because Michael Jordan refused to give permission to release the tapes. That is, until the Cleveland Cavaliers won the 2016 NBA championship.
I ain't making no speculation. I wonder why that is. He didn't want to release it no other time, but when LeBron win, pull out the tape. I wonder why.
On June 22nd, 2016, the exact day of the Cavs championship parade, Michael Jordan finally agreed to do the documentary. Coincidence?
I think not.
And while we're on the topic of the Last Dance documentary, on Michael Jordan's basketball reference page, you can find a Last Dance viewer's guide, an all-inclusive summary of the Bulls' final title run. This includes every game, every play, and even every shot from the Bulls' historic 1997-1998 championship season. This is an incredibly insightful page that you can reference while watching the Last Dance documentary.
That's real.
So whether you're a stat nerd or just interested in some of the more finer details behind the story, I highly suggest you check out this page. Tune into the Last Dance documentary Sundays on ESPN and ESPN2. Go even further down the deep, illustrious, and strikingly entertaining rabbit hole that is Michael Jordan's career. No, this is not a paid advertisement for the documentary. It's just really, really good. I mean, shoot. If y'all want to throw me some of that ESPN money, I wouldn't be opposed to it. But be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. If you enjoyed today's video, let me know which fact is the most surprising or the most interesting to you. And as always, until next time.
Man, Jordan was cold. Can't even front, can't even lie. That's it for the video, man. Y'all, man, Jordan was cold. I ain't gonna lie, Jordan was cold. In my personal opinion, I still think LeBron's the GOAT. But, I mean, that's neither here nor there. So, like, comment, subscribe, share, and we out.